Welcome back everybody, this is Andy from Experimental Human. In this video we're going to show you how to link the modules together. One of the key measurements that we need for this is the size of the bottles, so we get the distance between them, and that's 10 centimeters. That's a critical measurement as we move forwards.
Next we take our painted heat pipe and we're going to get ready to sort of join these together. So we've just used a bit of wire wool and basically freshened up and got out any of the spray paint from inside the 22 mils, and then effectively we're just going to take an off cut and feed it inside the pipe and get a bit of paper or a bit of tape or something like that, just so that we can make a measurement. So we push that fully in, and the reason we want to do that is just to understand the distance at this particular point. So once we've got that, we can measure this distance. So we're just filming on a bit of the tape measure where we don't have the start of the tape, so it's easier to measure. And effectively we're interested in the distance from here up until the tape, and we're looking at that. That's around about 16-17 millimeters. Now we're going to do exactly the same with the 22 mil compression fitting. So again, we're just going to pop it in, stick a bit of tape in so that we can see how far the pipe goes into the fitting, and again just measure up, and again for that one we're at 2 centimeters. So the reason that we're making these measurements is so that when we take our bits of pipe and we pop them in, and we get another bit of pipe on the other side and we pop that in, and then when we put the two together, that we can get the right measurements across the thing. So we need 10 centimeters for the bottles. So if we measure the face of this pipe to the face of this pipe, just got a square here, we can see that effectively this is the distance that we need. Remember when we measured this earlier, we had 20 mil going into the coupler, 16 mil going back in, so I've cut these little pipes to effectively be 36 millimeters. And then when we've done that, obviously when we were going to reassemble at the other end and we're lining up into the centre of our bottles, we can obviously, when we're feeding this all back together again, we've got everything lined up in the centre, and the bottles are effectively more or less touching each other. So we're going to try and minimise the amount of opportunity for heat to escape outside of the system.
Now we're going to solder our 36 mil bits of pipe into our heat pipes so that we can get the compression fittings on and join them all together.
Okay, for the next step we need to get our bottles on. So we just take a bottle, make a single cut towards the top. For me, I have to stop just before the line at the top, and then cut out effectively a 22 mil square to accommodate the fitting. So nothing too difficult, and then with a bit of luck, if you get it just about right, not entirely perfect but probably good enough, and then just grab it and slide it over the top of your bottles. With your luck, it pops on. And we do that for the rest of the set, same for the bottom, and put it all back together. We've connected all the modules together now. Just to give an idea of what it looked like, we've cut our bottles and we put them on the top. Lesson learned here is that if we'd made the heat exchanger elements a little bit shorter, I could have probably got the cuts for the in and out in each module inside one bottle, but we'll bear that in mind for the next set of modules as we move forward and see how that works out. So now what we need to do is make sure that we line all the bottles with foil, paint up our last heat pipe black, and then we can give it a test. Hope you're enjoying the videos.